Ladies and gentlemen, just know we control it all. We control how we feel. We control what we think. We control what we experience in the day. You control it. It's not external, it's all internal. I know we don't always think that. I know sometimes we think it's the job, the kids, the family, the circumstance we're in, the sickness, the whatever. We sometimes think it's the external, but it's not. It's the internal. You get to decide every day how your day goes. You get to decide. You can't decide the experiences you have, what other people are doing, right? Where God is taking you and moving you. You can't do that, but you can for sure 100% control how you experience it. Your actions and your attitudes. You control those things. And those things are a part of, right, your emotional makeup, your emotional intelligence. As we're going to go through this life, as you're going to continue to go through this journey to designing your ideal life, designing your ideal family life, designing your ideal faith life, health life, financial life. When you go through this, you have to understand that you are in control. It all stems with how you think about things. That's what changes the outcomes. That's what gets us to the place where we can see things happening around us that are positive, that are things that are directing us in the path that we want to go and not the other side. Yes, bad things are going to happen. Circumstances that you can't control are going to happen. Absolutely. But is that what we focus on? Or do we focus on the path that we're headed, the place that we're trying to get to? I'm going to encourage you this morning to make sure you're focusing on the place you want to go, the things you want to make happen, because that's how we're ultimately going to get it. In our text, 177 Mental Toughness Secrets of the World Class, number 10 says the world class compartmentalizes emotions. One of the things that it mentioned a few different times in that video was just how our emotions might overtake us. Our feelings might be the things that overtake us. How you feel on a daily basis typically determines how your day goes. What you're experiencing, how you're feeling things will typically determine the amount of work you do, how you respond to certain things, what you choose to practice or work on. It really comes down to our emotional state. So if we want to be successful, ladies and gentlemen, we got to what? We got to follow successful people. We got to, success leaves clues. We have to start to do the things that successful people do in all the areas. So if we need to learn how to compartmentalize a bit of our emotions, that in certain moments when we just have to get through things, when we just have to get it done to create that habit, to build that routine that's going to help us get through, we need to sometimes compartmentalize those emotions. So here's what it says. It says professional performers make the difficult look easy. They're able to manage multiple problems and maintain emotional control while solving each problem individually. Average people get bogged down in the details of every little problem and become overwhelmed quickly. Professional performers compartmentalize each problem and create a mental, emotional separation between the person and the problem. Pros don't engage in the emotional aspects of each problem. They focus on the logical solution and then put it aside so they can focus on the next challenge. In our Mental Toughness University seminar, we call this the presidential problem-solving technique. The idea, the President of the United States has multiple life and death decisions to make daily and must possess the ability to place each problem in a mental box that separates it from the other problems of the day. The ability to compartmentalize problems is a hallmark of great leaders. Say that again. The ability to compartmentalize problems is a hallmark of great leaders. Champions know every problem has a logical solution at best or a practical strategy at least, which can make things a little better. While amateurs get tangled in emotions, professionals are grounded in logical problem solving. Compartmentalization allows champions to work on and solve one problem at a time without the emotions of one problem bleeding into the solutions of the others. How good are you at compartmentalizing your emotions, the things that happen, the problems that come up. You know, when we coach people, when I coach people down this path, a lot of times I hear it and it's easy for me to spot. But sometimes when we get to that place of overwhelm, it's because we have lots of problems. There's lots of things that we're thinking about. Normally, when I sit down with somebody, and it's been some of you at times, right, where it's just like, man, what's going on? Like, how's life? And it's like, oh man, it's this, and it's this, and it's this, and it's this, right? It becomes this whole myriad of different things that all pile on, and we just haven't figured out how to compartmentalize some of those things and kind of clear out the baggage. So it feels like there's a bunch of different things. And one of the things that coaching helps with and mentorship helps with is removing some of those things and saying, let's take this one by one. Because the problems are never going to stop, especially for us on the journey of designing your ideal life. Remember, this message isn't for everyone. Everyone does not want to design their ideal life. They're okay living the life they have. That's some people. So for them, however they live their day is how they live their day. They'll get through it, arrive safely at death, right? Call it a life. Not for us. We're saying there's more that we want to experience. There's more up ahead. There's more finances, more freedom, more happiness, more joy, more peace, all of it. It's up ahead. It's all up ahead. So now our job is to build the capacity, build ourselves, build our mind to have the capacity to handle that life that we're asking for. You don't know what comes with that life of financial freedom just yet. You don't know what comes with that life of time freedom just yet. The more I live, the more I'm sure some of you live, and the more you talk to people, the more you start to realize I don't want to trade my problems with anybody else's. I might want that nice house or those things, but I'm not trying to trade my problems with the person that has those because they had to go through something that I have no idea what they had to go through in order to get that. I have no idea what types of family strains they had or financial strains or health challenges. I have no idea. Just because I want that thing that they have doesn't mean I want their life. But I'm willing to go through my life, building my capacity, knowing what God said I can handle, and I'm going to continue to go that direction, building my capacity for the life I'm asking for. Because it's nothing but problems and challenges and roadblocks and obstacles and all the unexpected stuff. That's what's up ahead. And eventually, some people quit. Some people just choose to not keep going down that path because it's more difficult for them emotionally, spiritually. It's a little bit more difficult to have to face yourself every day and go after the life that you want. But once we have that within us and we resolve, I'm going after this life, then we have to be able to do some of these things, like being able to compartmentalize and say, hey, I know I have 17 problems in my life, 17 challenges, things that are not the way that I want them to be. But I need to take them one by one because, again, it says here, champions know every problem has a logical solution at best or practical strategy at least. Every situation, there are some solutions that are logical. They may not be fitting emotionally. They may not be what you might like or what is comfortable. They might be the hard conversation or the hard decision or the emotionally draining thing. But there is a logical solution to most problems. There's an actual logical thing that if you just said, remove emotion, this or this or this, right? There's a few different options. Which way would you go? One of those is a solution to getting out of that problem. Again, you might not like it. It may come with consequences. It may not be emotionally what you thought it would be, but there is a solution. There's a solution. I'm giving this to you a bunch of times. If your job is the stressor and the thing that stresses you out and causes your schedule to go crazy and right is the reason why you can't work out and you can't eat well and it's all because then you can quit. That is a logical solution. to be like, hey, this thing is not helping the other parts of my life. I'm going to get rid of this thing. That's logical. Now, it might not be emotionally fitting. Like you might have to, right? It might change your lifestyle. You might have to move. You might have to, right? Now find another job, learn something different. So there's a bunch of other things that come to play, but there is a logical solution. You could just get rid of it. Just be done. Right? It's just so the ability, and that's why in this book they call it the presidential problem solving technique, because when you're in leadership, when you have a bunch of decisions that all can impact your life, other people's lives, you still have to learn how to just compartmentalize the emotion and say, what is the most logical or the best strategy for this solution? And sometimes we need somebody to do that for us. Sometimes we need a coach. Sometimes we need some mentorship, because sometimes we've piled up all the problems. And what's the saying? You can't see the forest through the trees, right? You can't see out of it, and that's okay. But just know, part of being a champion, learning how to design this ideal life, is learning how to make some of these types of decisions, some of the real hard decisions where you have to learn to compartmentalize the emotional part of this, compartmentalize the emotional part, and just get to the decision. This becomes a habit, learning how to fix problems, learning how to get solutions to problems versus just not knowing how to do it, sitting in our, right, the mental weeds, sitting in the depression and the anxiety and the fear and the worry and the over thinking about things, right? Just really having too much concentration on stuff, but not really moving. Well, normally we have to take a step back. We have to take a step back and say, you know what? These are some emotions that maybe weren't serving me to help me get to where I want to go. So I'm willing to compartmentalize those for a bit, put the feeling, the emotion to the back for a second, and figure out what the logical decision is or the most practical strategy is for this problem, this challenge. When you build the muscle, ladies and gentlemen, of just overcoming challenges, of just constantly saying, okay, there's another challenge. All right, compartmentalize some emotion. All right, what's the most logical thing here? How do I want to handle this? And then we're decisive and we make the decision. That becomes a habit. Some people say they don't like to procrastinate. You hear that from people. Oh, I'm a little bit of a procrastinator. I don't like procrastinating. Well, you know how we get over procrastination is we become decisive. We make a decision, good, bad, and different. We make a decision. That's what stops us from procrastinating. Because now our habit is see a problem, compartmentalize, make a decision, go that direction. Don't look back. I don't know what the other side would have been anyway. This is the decision I'm making. We're going to go that direction. You get 2 miles down the road, you realize that was the wrong turn. Let's turn again. Let's go back. It's okay. We got this. We got a long life to live. But we got to be willing to compartmentalize emotions to be able to make the decisions so we can get over whatever challenges, whatever problems we're facing, whatever is happening in our life, because this will not stop. Not going to end it on a dire note, but just remember, life doesn't get easier, ladies and gentlemen. It does not get easier. We get stronger. You get stronger. You have the choice, but that's the way that this works. Don't wish you were easier. Wish you were better. Don't wish that God took away all of your problems and all your challenges. Wish that you were stronger and he gave you grace to grow through them and become better through them. It's only through the challenges, it's only through the problems, it's only through the hard seasons that we actually become the people that God called us to be. It's the only way we build the character that's needed to get to the life that you have a vision for. It's the only way to do it. So we have to give ourselves some practical skills, some tools, some things that you can learn how to do, because most people are not good at this stuff. Most people, but this is also why most people don't live the life that they want to. It's because they're just not good at these little things. They're not good at compartmentalizing their emotions. I'm just emotional. That's just how I am. Well, that's not who we are. We're not fixed mindset. Whatever we have experienced before, we can change. You're not a tree. You can change who you are. You can change how you think. You can change your environment. You can change everything about your life. You can literally become a new person. People literally get new identities, right? Like they literally, like witness protection, like you literally could become on the outside and inside a brand new human being. But it takes a little work like this, little work. This quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "Nothing external to you has any power over you." Always remember that. Nothing external from you has any power over you. Other people, other things, they can't control you, who you are, the power you have. So always remember that going through your day. The action step for today says commit to compartmentalizing problems by focusing exclusively on one problem at a time. What I say, right? Don't pile them all up and be like, huh, my life, so many things. Yep, we all got a lot of it, and it's not going to get any easier. You're going to have to learn how to take all those things that are stacked up and take them one by one, compartmentalize the emotion, get to something logical, get to something practical that you can actually apply in your life. Imagine you're the president of the United States. You must keep a clear, unemotional mind during the problem-solving process. The masses multitask, the great ones focus. So I don't need you guys multitasking when it comes to this type of stuff. I need you to focus. I need you to focus on what are the things that I'm struggling with? What are the problems? What are the challenges? What are the things? I know we have a list of 27. I know we have a list of 15. I know there's a list of 5, but let's take them one by one and say, okay, what's the first one I can attack? Do I have a strategy for it? Is there something I can do better in this area? Do I need to read more things? Do I need to change what I'm listening to in this area? Do I need more advice in this area? Do I need coaching or mentorship in this area? Is this a problem that's self-inflicted that I've done? And so I just need to change a habit or something? These are the questions we start asking ourselves, and then watch your life take off. Watch May be completely different than it was in April, because now you're identifying some of these small areas. You just need to focus a little bit more. I know it's not easy. I know it's not easy, y'all. I'm not ever going to tell you that it's easy, but it's worth it. It's the things we got to do to get to the life that we want, to experience the life that God has in store for us. We have to do the work. He's given you the vision. You can see it. That's in your heart. That's in your mind. Now we have to do the work. You have to get better. You have to follow some of these success principles in order to see, like actually manifest like what the vision God has placed in you. But I know you can do it. I love you guys. I love y'all a bunch. I want y'all to win. You deserve to win. Your families deserve it. Go out there today. Do something that scares you. It's Wednesday. Do something that challenges you. It's May 1st. Do something that starts this month off on the right trajectory for you. Do that thing you said you were going to do last month. Make that phone call. Challenge yourself in a certain area. Do that health thing. Whatever it is you said you were going to do, start today. I challenge you to start today. Start to eliminate those problems one by one, because it's too crowded down here at the bottom, y'all. Time to get to the top of this thing. I love y'all. Enjoy your Wednesday. We'll come back and do it again on Friday. Take care.